Yeah, good morning, friends. So in this session, we are going to explore that is how to deploy the project in your AWS and also how to deploy project your domain names I have to explain. That is, this session will helps you to install an Apache web server with PHP and create MySQL database. The web server run on Amazon EC2 instant using Amazon Linux, and MySQL database is MySQL DB. MySQL database I can connect it using MySQL DB instant, and both Amazon EC2 instant and the database instance run on the virtual private cloud based on the Amazon VPC service. So for that, to explain this, that is to deploy your project PHP code into the AWS and also to deploy in your domain names, first I am creating one virtual private cloud I am creating. For that, I open my AWS account. I open my AWS account. Sign into the console. Enter your mail ID and the password. Sign in. So this is my AWS account. This is my AWS account. Now first I check it. Any instances will be running on my AWS account? No, only one key pair is there. I can delete that key pair also. Yes, I am deleting the key pair. Delete option is there. I have to delete it. Click on delete. Fine. Now in my downloads, any key pairs with the same name, it is there. Just wait, I can check it. With that name that is not there, I can delete the Linux server key also. Fine. Now, what I am doing is, here first I am creating one virtual private cloud. For that, here on search box, you have to type it VPC. Click on VPC. Here on left side, your VPCs are there. I have to click on your VPC. Now I am create the VPC. The VPC name I am given as CSC VPC I am given. Copy this VPC name and paste it here in the notepad. This is the VPC name I am given. Fine. Scroll down. The IPv4 CIDR I am given as 20.0.0.0/16 I am given. This is the IPv4 CIDR I am given. This is the IPv4 CIDR I am given. Fine. Start to scroll down. Scroll down. Click on Create VPC. The VPC is created with the name CSC VPC. Fine. Next, here in this session, I am creating the 3 subnets I am created. Those are the default subnets in the Mumbai region. Now I click on Create Subnet. Here I am selecting your created VPC. Scroll down. The subnet name I am given as public subnet I am given. Scroll down. The availability zone here I am selecting AP South 1A I am selecting. IPv4 VPC CIDR is this one. Now IPv4 subnet CIDR I am given as 20.0. This is the first subnet. That's why 1.u/24 I am given. This is the IPv4 subnet CIDR I am given. IPv4 subnet CIDR I am given. What is the public subnet name? I am given as the subnet name is public subnet I am given. Public subnet I am given. For this public subnet, IPv4 subnet CIDR is this one. Fine. Have to scroll down. Click on add new subnet option is there. Now I am adding the new subnet is the 2 private subnets I am created. This is the first private subnet. That's why I am given as private one I am given. Fine. Next, you have to scroll down. Here the availability zone. That is I am selecting here the private subnet EP South 1A I am selecting. Now this is IPv4 VPC CIDR. IPv4 subnet CIDR I am given as 20.0. This is the second subnet. That's why 2.0/24 I am given. This is IPv4 subnet CIDR for the private subnet I am given. Copy this and paste it here in the notepad. Fine. You have to scroll down. Click on add new subnet. I am given the subnet name is private 2 I am given. Private 2 I am given. Copy this subnet name and paste it here in the notepad. Fine. Next, here the availability zone. make sure that the private subnet, first private subnet in which availability zone you are selecting, AP South 1A I am selecting. Now we have to select the different subnet. And also we remember T2.micro instant which is not available in AP South 1C. That's why I am selecting the availability zone is AP South 1B I am selecting. This is the IPv4 VPC CIDR. Now we have to give the IPv4 subnet CIDR is 20.0. This is the third subnet 3.0/24 I am given. Copy this IPv4 subnet CIDR and we have to paste it here in the notepad. Fine. You have to scroll down, click on create subnet. Means in this subnet I am creating the three subnets I am created. One is the public subnet and the two private subnets I am created. One is the public subnet and the two private subnets I am created. Fine. Now I am select the public subnet, go for action, click on edit subnet settings. Here I enable auto assign public IPv4 address. Click on save option. Fine. Next, here I am creating the internet gateway. For that, to create an internet gateway, here on left side, under the virtual private cloud, the internet gateways option is there. Now we have to click on create internet gateway. Click on create internet gateway. I am given the internet gateway, the name is public internet I am given. I am given the internet gateway, the name I am given as public internet I am given. The name I am given as public internet I am given. Copy this name and paste it here in the notepad. This is the internet name I am using. Scroll down, click on create internet gateway. Here we have to attach your VPC. I am attaching my created VPCs, CSC VPC I am attaching. Click on attach internet gateway. The internet gateway is created with the name public internet. Fine. Next, we have to create the root table. Now here under the virtual private cloud, we have to click on the root table. Click on that. See, just refreshing the browser. Whenever you are created your own VPC, automatically one more root table will be created. This is the default root table. Whenever you are creating your own VPC, automatically one more root table will be created. Fine. What we have to do is, we have to select this root table. Go for action. Click on edit subnet association. We have to enable these two private subnets. Private 1, private 2. These two subnets we have to enable. Click on save association. Fine. Next, see friends. In this session, I am creating one more root table for the public root table. For that, here, I am selecting the root table. Click on create root table. The root table name I am given as public root table I am given. Copy this root table name and I will paste it here in the notepad. This is the root table name I am given. Fine. Have to scroll down. Have to select your created VPC. CSC VPC I am given. You have to click on create root table. The root table is created with the name public root table. Fine. You have to select your public root table. Go for action. Click on edit subnet association. Now this time we have to select the public subnet. We have to select it. Click on save association. Fine. Next, again we have to select public root table. Go for action. Click on edit roots option is there. Now we have to attach the roots. Here I am selecting, anywhere I am selecting, you have to select internet gateway. That is your created internet gateway, we have to select it. Your created internet gateway is public internet I am given. Scroll down, click on save changes. Fine. Till now, it's not a new concept. I am creating VPC. I am creating the public subnet. I am creating the two private subnets I am created. I am creating the internet gateway. I am creating the root table I am created. Fine. Next, what we have to do? We have to create the security group. We have to create it. I am creating the security group name is, see friends, here under the virtual private cloud, you have to see that. Here, under the security groups option is there. Click on the security group option. Click on the security group option. We have to create the security group. That is, I am creating the security group. We have to scroll down. Here, we have to give the security group name is CSC Web Security I am given. CSC Web Security Group I am given. Copy this name and paste it here in the description. Paste it here in the description. See friends, we have to select your VPC, we have to select it. Your created VPC, we have to select it. Fine. Here, we have to add the inbound rule for this security group. That is, I have to click on add rule option is there. See friends, I am selecting the type is SSH I am typing, port range is 22, source type is anywhere I am selecting. Fine. Again, I can click on add rule option is there. Now I enable the HTTP. I enable HTTP. Port range is 80. Source type is anywhere I am selecting. Source type is anywhere I am selecting. Okay. Scroll down. Outbound rules I am not given. Tags are optional. Click on create security group. The security group is created. Fine. Security group is also created. Now, here what I am doing is, here I am creating the security group. What is the security group name I am given as? What is the security group name I am given? CSC Web Security Group I am given. Copy this security group name and then we have to paste it here in the notepad. And also we have to note down what is the security group ID. That's we have to copy it, the security group ID, and we have to paste it here in the notepad. Fine, fine. Next, what we have to do is we have to create one more security. This security group I am created for the web server. Next, I am creating one more security group. This is for the database. For that, here under the virtual private cloud, security tab is there. Under that, the security groups are there. Now again, I am creating the security group. Click on create security group. Here I am given the security group name. I am given as CSC database security group I am given. CSC database security group name I am given. Copy this name and paste it here in the description. And also we have to paste it here in the notepad. Fine. Here we have to select your created VPC. We have to select it. Your created VPC. We have to select it. Fine. Here inbound rules. Click on add rules option is there. Now here I am selecting the type is database. That's why I am selecting the type is MySQL or Aurora. MySQL or Aurora. Fine. Here we have to do one thing. That is I am selecting the source is custom I am selecting. In earlier, I entered the IP address ranges I entered. Now this time I entered the security group ID I have to enter. The web server security group ID I have to enter. Here we have to enter it. This one. Okay. That's I am entered. That's the different here. Fine. I have to scroll down. Only I enable the type is MySQL or Aurora. And here you need to enter the sources custom. You have to enter it the security group. That is web server security group I am entered. Scroll down. Click on create security group. See, while creating the security group, we have to select your created VPC. Fine. Click on create security group. Security group is created. Fine. Next, what I am doing is I am creating one EC2 mission. I am creating the web server I am created. For that, here on search box, type EC2. I have to click on this one. Fine. Here in the Mumbai region, go for the instances. I am create the instance. That's why I can click on launch instance. I am given the instance name is web server I am given. Copy this instance name and here I am pasting it here in the notepad. This is the instance name I am given. Fine. I have to scroll down. I am selecting the operating system images. Amazon Linux I am selecting. I am selecting the free tier eligible one I am selecting. Fine. I have to scroll down. It is providing the AMI ID. Now I am selecting the instant type is t2.micro I am selecting. Now I am creating the key pair. The key pair type I am given as This is the key pair name I am given as web server key I am given. Copy this key pair name and we have to paste it here in the node. Fine. Next, we have to scroll down. Key pair type is RSA. Private key file format. You may select PEM file format or you may select the .ppk file format. Suppose if you are selecting PEM file format, then you need to convert PEM file format to .ppk file format. Fine. Here I am selecting the create key pair. PEM file format I am selecting. Click on create key pair. Key pair is downloaded in my downloads option with the name web server key.pem file. Fine. Next step is network settings. Click on edit option. Now we have to select your created VPC. I am created VPC, CSC VPC I am selecting. Fine. We have to select the subnet is public subnet I am selecting. See, auto assign public IP that is enabled. Auto assign public IP that is enabled. Fine. We have to scroll down. We have to scroll down. Here, the security group name I am given as, now already I am created the security group name. I am selecting the existing security group. That is, the existing security group name is CSC Web SG I am given. This is the security group name I am given. So on that security group, I enable SSH and the HTTP. SSH and the HTTP. I have to scroll down. Here, default it is providing the 8 GB storage. I am not adding any additional new volume of disk. I am not adding any advanced details right now. Click on launch instant. Then the instant is launched in the Mumbai region. See friends, if we move this scroll bar, it is showing the details. Instant name, instant ID, instant state is pending, instant type is T2.micro, alarms I am not given, availability zone AP South 1E, and this is the public IPv4, public IPv4 DNS it is also showing, wait. Now monitoring I am not using, right? Key pair type is web server key I am given. Fine. Just see that what is the instant state? Running. Just refreshing the browser. Now we have to select the instant. We have to copy the public subnet. We have to copy the public IP address. I copy and paste it, the public IP address here in the notepad. This is the public IP address. I paste it here in the notepad. Similarly, I have to note down the private IP address of the web server. Copy this private IP address and I'll paste it here in the notepad. This is the private IP address. Fine. Next, here I want to connect the web server. See friends, here while launch the web server, I am selecting the key pair type is PEM file format I am selecting. Now to connect using the putty software, you need .ppk file. For that, you need to convert PEM file format to .ppk file format. You have to convert it. How we have to convert PEM file format to .ppk file format? Whenever you are installing the putty software, automatically the putty gen is also downloaded. See, you have to open the putty gen. Now, don't go for generate option. You have to go for the load option. Now, here, wherever PEM file format is there, that is in my downloads. See, already with that name, the web server is there. Yesterday I am created. Okay, I can delete this one. Then only it will be clarity. Wait. Yes, with the same name I am created yesterday. Fine. Next. Here, I have to open the putty sen. Now go for the load option. Here, where my PEM file is there, in my downloads. Now my PEM file, it is not available. Now we have to select all files. Now your PEM file is there. I have to select your PEM file, web server key PEM file. I have to open, click on OK, click on save private key, click on yes. Now I am given the name is, web server key I am given. Click on save option. Now it is converted PEM file format to .ppk file format. You have doubt, you have to see that in downloads option. Now it is downloaded. Now it is converted PEM file format to .ppk file format. Now I have to connect this web server using the putty software. So I have to open the putty. Now it is asking that you need to enter the IP address or the host name. I entered the IP address. This is the IP address for my web server. Here on left side, SSH option is there. Under authentication is there. Under we have to choose the credential. Now we have to browse the private key file for the authentication purpose. That is what is the PEM file format? You have to select it. Click on open, click on open, click on accept. Now you log in as. Just wait, I am changing the appearance so that the visibility is very clear. I am changing the appearance. I am changing the appearance. I am given the size is 20. Fine, apply. Login as EC2-user. Fine. Now I am connecting the web server. Now I am connecting the web server. Now what I am doing is, here I am creating, after connecting the web server, I am creating the database subnet groups I am created. That is, I am create database subnet groups I am created. Subnet groups I am created. How to create the database subnet groups? How to create the database subnet groups? Here, for that, here on search box, we have to type the RDS. RDS, have to go for RDS. RDS, Relational Database Service. Here on left side, you have to scroll down. Subnet groups option is there. Click on that one. Now, is there any subnet groups are there? No. You have to create database subnet group. Click on this one. Now, I am given the name, subnet group name, I am given as CSC database subnet group I am given. Subnet group I am given. Subnet group I am given. Copy this name and we have to paste it here in the notepad, and also we have to paste it here in the notepad, in the description, and also we have to paste it here in the notepad. Now we have to select your created VPC. My created VPC, CSC VPC. Scroll down. Scroll down. Now we have to add the subnets. We have to add the subnet. See, we have to click on this arrow mark. We have to click on this arrow mark. That is, we have to see that. We have to see that. Here I am selecting the subnets is AP South 1A, AP South 1B, AP South 1A, AP South 1B. Or if you want to add AP South 1C also, we can add it. Now, you have to click on the subnets. This is the availability zone. Now, we have to add the subnets. See, friends, for the private subnet, for the first private subnet, what is the IPv4 subnet CIDR I am given? This is the IPv4 subnet CIDR. For private 2, this is the IPv4 subnet CIDR. Now, we have to select your subnets. Select this one. That is here, the first private subnet is this one, 20.0.2.0. I am selecting the first private subnet. I am selecting the another private subnet. Fine. You have to scroll down. Click on create option is there. Now we have to click on create. Now the subnet group is we are creating the database subnet group. We are creating the database subnet group. Fine. Now we have to create MySQL database. We have to create MySQL database. How to create the MySQL database. How to create MySQL database? Here on left side of the RDS, databases option is there. How to click on this one? Is there any databases are there? No. You have to click on create database option. Now you have to select the type is standard or the easy create. I am selecting the type is standard. I am selecting. See, if you are selecting the type is standard, those many engines are provided the AWS. Here, out of those, MySQL and the MariaDB, which is providing a free service. I am selecting the MySQL. I am selecting. I have to scroll down. Edition is MySQL community. We have to select it. Edition is MySQL community. We have to select it. Engine version. See, those many engine versions are there. You may select any one. I am selecting the default one is MySQL 8.0.35. I am selecting. Scroll down. The templates it is providing. The three types of templates which are providing: production template, dev or test template, or the free tier. If we are selecting free tier, deployment options are not enabled. If we are selecting dev or test option, deployment options are enabled. If we are selecting production, deployment options are enabled. Only the difference is this one. That is, if we are selecting the free tier, the template, then the deployment options are not enabled. Now I am selecting the free tier template I am selecting. So the deployment options are not enabled. Fine. You have to scroll down. The database instant identifier, I am given the database instant identifier. I am given as CSC database I am given. CSC database I am given. Copy this database instant identifier name. I have to paste it here in the note, in the notepad. Fine. You have to scroll down. You have to scroll down. Master username, credential settings, as is I am given. The default. Admin is there. Admin I am given. Admin I am given. Admin I am given. Fine. You have to scroll down. Copy and paste it here. Copy and paste it here. Fine. Next, you need to enter the master password. I entered the master password is, I entered the password is this one. Yes, I have to confirm the password. I have to confirm the password. This is the password I entered. Right? I have to enter. I have to scroll down. I have to scroll down. Instant configuration. That is DB instant class we have to select it. See friends, you are selecting the free tier. That's why it is enable DB T3.micro. And also one more thing, it is enable DB T4G.micro. Only these two are enabled. Fine. I'm selecting DB T3.micro. That is, it is providing 2 CPUs, 1 GB memory. It is provided. Fine. You have to scroll down. Storage. That is a minimum 20 GB it is providing. Maximum is 6144 GB it is providing. I'm selecting the minimum storage. Fine. Storage auto scaling. That is it is enabled. Maximum storage threshold value 1000 I am given. 1000 I am given. Connectivity, compute resource. You want to connect an EC2 compute resource, we can connect it. You don't want to connect, you can select this one. If you want to connect the EC2, then we have to select it. I don't want to connect an EC2 compute service. Fine, fine. Next, VPC, we have to select it. Your created VPC, we have to select it. My created VPC is CSC VPC, I am selecting. Fine, you have to scroll down. Now we have to select database subnet. Database subnet. Database subnet is nothing but CSC database subnet is there. You have to select this one. Scroll down. Public access, yes or no. That is, I'm given as no option and public access. Fine. VPC security group, you want to create the new security group or you may select the existing security group. I'm selecting the existing security group. For that, we have to click on this arrow mark. See friends, I am created in this session for the database. I am creating the security group is CSCDBSG I am created. Fine, that's I am selecting. That's I am selecting. Now, you have to select the availability zone. We want to select the availability zone. I'm given, there is no preference. I'm not given any availability zone. It may be launched. My database will be launched in AP South 1A or AP South 1B. Because the first private subnet I'm selected as AP South 1A. Second private subnet I am creating the AP South 1B. That's why only here it is showing the 2 subnets only. AP South 1A and AP South 1B. I'm not given any preference. Then the database can be launched in any one of the availability zone. Fine. You have to scroll down. You have to scroll down. Here, additional configuration option is there. It's very important here now. Now, we have to click on this one. Now, the database port is 3306. Tax is optional. The database authentication type I am providing. Password authentication I am providing. Password authentication I am providing. See friends, the additional configuration option is there. You have to click on this additional configuration option. This is very, very important. That is, we have to give the name. You have to give the name is sample I am given. What is the initial database name? Sample I am given. I copy this initial database name and I have to paste it here in the node. I have to paste it here in the node. Fine. I have to scroll down. DB parameter group default, optional group is also default I am given. Backup that is enabled, right? And all those things I have to given the default values, and then we have to scroll down, click on create database. Database is created. Database is created. See friends, what is the status? What is the status? Status is creating. Status is creating. Wait for 3 to 4 minutes we have to wait. That is, the status is showing active, then it is taking the time is 3 to 4 minutes time it is taking. See, whatever the steps I explained today, that is how we are creating the VPC, how we have to create the subnet, internet gateway, and the route table, whatever the procedure I explained, all the procedure steps I have mentioned in my material. See friends, that is we have to create the VPC. You have to go to the VPC service. You have to click on create VPC. You have to enter the name and the IPv4 CIDR block. I given the VPC name is CSC VPC I am given, and the IPv4 CIDR name I am given as 20.0.0.0/69. Click on create keep. And I am given the public subnet. Right? I have to select the VPC, my created VPC, and we have to enter the subnet name and write availability zone. I am selecting as AP South 1A, enter IPv4 CIDR, that is 20.0.1.0/24 I am given. Click on create subnet. Now here for this public subnet, you need to enable the IP address. How we have to enable? We have to select the subnet, go for action, click on edit subnet association. We have to put the tick mark, auto assign public IP address. That's we have to enable, and we have to click on save option. Now we have to create the private subnet. Click on create private subnet. Click on create subnet. We have to select the VPC, and we have to enter the subnet name is private 1 I am given. Availability zone AP South 1A I am given. I have to enter the IPv4 CIDR block. That is, I enter the IPv4 CIDR for this subnet is 20.0. This is the second subnet 2.0/24 I am given. Click on create subnet. And also in this I am creating one more private subnet. The name I am given as private 2. I am launch the private subnet in the second availability zone, that is the AP South 1B. See friends, I have mentioned the note also. Choose an availability zone that is different from the first private subnet. And we have to create the subnet. Already I have mentioned the procedure also. We have to create the internet gateway. We have to give the internet gateway name, and we have to attach the VPC, your created VPC. Fine. We have to select it. And also root table. Automatically, whenever you are creating the root table, automatically one more root table will be created. For that additional root table, we have to enable the private subnets. You have to create your own root table also. That's we are given as the public root table I am given, right? That's all the procedure I have mentioned here. And also we had to launch and connect the web server, and how we had to create the database, MySQL database. All the procedure here I am mentioned. All the procedure here I have mentioned. See friends, I have mentioned all the procedure steps. I have mentioned in this class material. See, what I am doing now, it is that is I am connecting the web server. Already I am connecting the web server. Fine. Now what I am doing is I have to update the software. To update the software, what the command we have to use it? Now you are using Amazon Linux. That's why sudo repository name is yum update -y. I have to type it here. Click on enter. Now it is updating. See friends, wait for a few minutes. It's updating the software, because this is newly launched web server. On that there is no software there. There is no packages you are not installed. As per your application, you need to install the software. You need to install the packages also. That's why I'm updating. Wait. Now what is the status? Complete. Fine. After that, you need to install the PHP software, because I'm deploying the PHP, the application to your AWS. That's why you need to install the PHP software. For that, we have to write this one command. That is sudo Amazon Linux extras install -y lamp. You need to install it. -MariaDB 10.2 -PHP 7.2 PHP 7.2. That's I have to copy it here. I copy the entire one. Here I am pasting it. Click on enter. Now it is installed. See friends, it is installed. PHP is installed. Your launched web server. PHP software is installed. Your launched web server. See, wait. It is installing. Yes. What is the status? Complete. Now it is installed PHP software. After that, this is already told that this is the newly launched web server. As per your application, you need to install the softwares. You need to install the packages also. Now I install the Apache web server. To install the Apache web server in the Amazon Linux, we have to write the command is sudo yum install -y httpd. This is the command we have to write it. right? Now it is installed. Now it is installed. See, now it is completed. Now it is completed. Fine. Now I'll start the web server. How we have to start the web server is by writing this command. How to start the web server. How to start the web server. Same, I'm copying and pasting it here. Anywhere, putting. I'll start the web server. After that, we have to configure the web server to start with each system. For that, I am writing the command is this one. I'm writing the command is this one. Okay. I'm writing the command is this one. Fine. After that, we have to check the web server using the public IP address. Using the public IP address. See friends. Now what is the database status? Available. What is the database status? Available. Now on search box, I am typing EC2. EC2. Now you have to select the web server. You have to select the web server. I copy the web server. And I'll paste it here in the browser. Now see friends. What the result you are getting? You are getting the result. That is Apache web server, the default page it is created. It is open. Means my mission, my Linux server make as web server. Fine. That is, I am check the web server using the public IP address. Now I add the EC2 user to Apache group. How we have to add the EC2 user to the Apache group is by writing this is the command. I am written. Copy this. First I will paste it here in the notepad, and then I am typing it here in the put. Fine. After that, we have to verify the Apache group exists. For that, we have to type it groups. Here. Fine. Next, what we have to do? We have to change the group ownership of this one. Whenever you are make as web server, it is automatically creating the folders. I have to change the group ownership by writing this command. Group ownership I am changing. Fine. I can type it here in putty also. Click on enter. Fine. I am changing the group ownership. Now I change the directory permissions. How we have to change the directory permissions? That is sudo chmod 2775/var/www. I have to change it. Fine. Next, I am typing this is the command. I am typing. Copy this. First, you have to paste it here in the notepad. Fine. I copy this entire one and I am typing it here. Now, what I am doing is, that is, I can recursively change the permissions of the files in this directory. Again, I am typing this one. Here in putty. Fine. Next. Now, connect your Apache web server, your database instance. For that, what we have to do? That is, we have to go for this one. Click on enter. Now you are there in www directory. Now we have to create on that the INC directory. How we have to create the INC directory? That is mkdir inc. Now the directory is created. Now how we have to use this directory? cd directory name inc. You have to type it. Now you are there in INC directory. Fine. Next, we have to create the new file. How we have to create the new file is by writing this one. This symbol dbinfo.inc. You are creating the new file name is dbinfo. The extension I am given as inc and file name inc and. Now I am typing it here input. Fine. Next, you have to edit this file dbinfo.inc. You may use any editor. You may use the VA editor, or you may use the VAM editor or the gedit. You may use anyone. I am edit the file by using nano editor. That is nano, the file name I am typing. Fine. Now I am typing it here. Click on enter. Now it is open the editor. Now it is open the editor. Now what I am doing is I have to copy the database endpoint. To copy the database endpoint, where your database is there in RDS. On search box, you have to type RDS. On search box, you have to type RDS. Go for the databases. You have to open the database. Now see friends, you have to copy the database endpoint. This is the database endpoint. I copy it and here I am pasting it in the note, in the notepad. Fine. Next, what we have to do? What we have to do here, this database endpoint, we have to add it in the code. This is the database code is there. Database code is there. So see friends, I'm adding database endpoint. This is the database endpoint. I have to add this database endpoint in the PHP code. This is the database endpoint. We have to place it. We have to replace this one. And what is the username? Master username I am given for the database, MySQL database, admin I am given. So I entered the master password I had to enter. I entered the master password is, this is the password I entered. This is the password I am given. I entered the password. I entered the master password. And here, DB database instance name I am given as sample. See, I copy the entire code. I copy the entire code. Here, we have to paste it here. Just right click on it. And then to save this, you have to press Control plus X. Control plus X. Right? You have to type it. Yes. And then you have to enter. Now you are there in your server. You are there in your web server. Fine. Fine. Next, what I am doing is I am changing the directory. I am changing the directory by writing this command. Directly, I will move to the HTML directory. I can write the command is this one. I can write the command is this one. Fine. I can type it here. Now I am there in HTML directory. I am there in HTML directory. Now I am creating a PHP file. How we are creating the PHP file? Sample, the file name I am given as sample page.php. What is the file name I am given? Sample page.php. This is the file name I am creating. See friends, the file name which is created. File name which is created. Now we have to edit the PHP file. We may use the any editor. You may use the VA editor, or you may use the VAM editor, or you may use the gedit, or you may use the nano editor. I am using the nano editor here. Nano, the file name is sample page.php I am given. Copy this one and here we have to type it. Click on enter. Now it is open the editor. Now it is open the editor. Now what we have to do is we have to add the PHP code here. I have to copy this entire one PHP code and we have to paste it here in this editor. Just right click on it. Now to save this, Control plus S and click on S option and then enter. And then enter. After save and close the sample page.php file, then we have to verify the web page. How you need to verify the web page? To verify the web page, you have to copy this one. You have to copy this one. That is here. I'm pasting it here. Here I'm pasting it here. What is the EC2 public IP address? So the EC2 public IP address is this one. The web server, the public IP address is this one. Here I am typing it here, http:// the web server IP address / sample page.php. Here, you have to paste it here anywhere browsers. Right? See friends, it is open the application. It is open the application. Right? It is opening the application. Now, you have to make some entries also. I'm given some entries. I'm given my name. I'm given the address is Hyderabad. I am given qualification. I am given, right? The country is India. Submit it. Now I am given one more name. Raju I am given. The address is Chennai. I am given. The qualification I entered the MTech. And the country is India. I am given. Click on submit. I entered one more name. This is the name I am given. Hyderabad I am given. Qualification is this one I am given. Country is India. If you want to enter one more, then we can also enter. I am given the name is this one. I am given the name is the name I am given. Qualification I entered and the country I am in. Click on submit option. Click on submit option. Total how many entries I am entered? 4 entries I am given. 4 entries I am given. Now what we have to do is we have to connect with database. We have to connect with the database. How we have to connect with the database is by writing this command. That is see friends. That is MySQL space -h database endpoint. Where the database endpoint is there? This is the database endpoint. You have to copy this. Here you have to replace it here. Database endpoint space -u and the database username. Where the database username I am given? The master database username is admin. Master database username is admin. I have to copy this entire one and here I am pasting it here on put. Now see friends, it is asking the password. What is the master password I entered? That the master password we have to enter it here. We have to enter it here. Now see friends, it is connecting MySQL. From web server to the database I am connecting. From web server to the database I am connecting. Fine. Next, what we have to do? What we have to do? If you want to show the databases, what are the databases are there, then we have to type it show databases. Click on enter. See, sample database is there. Those are the databases are there. In those databases, sample database is also there. Now, we have to connect to sample database. How we have to use this sample database? Use database name. Database name is sample. Here I am typing it here. Now the database name is changed. That is MySQL database you are using, sample we are using. Fine. Is there any tables are there in this database? You have to check it, show tables. Show tables. I have to type the command is show tables. See friends, it is creating the table. It is creating the table. The name is employee table. It is created. Employee table. It is created. Fine. Fine. I have to write the query. Select star from the table name. We have to write it. How many rows are there on the table? That's we have to see that. See that those are the entries you are entered. Those are the entries you are entered. Fine. Fine. That is, I'm connecting from web server to the database I am connecting. From web server to the database I am connecting. Fine. Now, how we have to connect the EC2 mission with our domain? With our domain. So already I purchased one domain name. With my name I purchased. Sheshadri.click I purchased. Further to explain this, to connect the EC2 mission with our domain, see here on search box you have to type it route 53 we have to type it. Route 53 we have to type it. See. So what are the purchase hosted names are there? We have to click on hosted zones. I purchased 2 domain names I purchased. With the name, those are the names I purchased. Those are the names I have to purchase. Now what I am doing is I have to open this one. I have to open this one. Now you have to create the record. Click on create record option is there. Click on create record option is there. Right? Now I'm given the domain name, subdomain. This is a subdomain .sheshadri.click I am given. Sheshadri.click I am given. Now here you need to enter the web server IP address you need to enter it. So what is the web server? The IP address. The web server IP address is, this is the web server IP address. You have to copy this web server IP address, public IP address only you have to copy it, and here you need to paste it, the web server IP address. Scroll down. The routing is simple routing policy I am selecting. Click on create route table. See, that is I am creating the record. What is the status? That is, we have to click on view status. The status is pending. Wait for 1 minute. There's a maximum to deploy the application to your domain name. It's taking the time is 60 seconds. It is taking the time. Just wait. Just wait. It's taking a few seconds. Refresh it.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait. Yes, the status is synchronized. Go for the hosted zones. You have to copy your domain name. Where the domain name? This is my domain name. This is my domain name. Fine. I have to copy it here. Now, here, you have to type it http two colons slashes and then this domain name you have to type it. This domain name you have to give it and then slash sample page dot php we have to give it. Sample page dot php we have to give it. Slash sample page dot php we have to give it. Right? I have to copy this one. Here, I'm pasting it here in the browser. This one. See, friends, it will be worked out. It will be worked out. That is, my application is deployed in the web server, and also my application I'm connecting to the database from web server to the database, and also I deploy my application, PHP application to the domain names also. That's your project. Yeah. Tell me. Anyone have any
yeah, hi,
questions?
sir. Here,
Good morning.
yeah. Yeah, good morning, sir. Here we have the copy the code for PHP. That is
Yes.
one page, right?
Yes.
We have
If
a
you
bunch
want
of
to
pages of
develop
the
your
code.
code, you can develop it. Your
If
own
we
code, you
can,
can.
yeah, okay. If we develop the multiple pages of the code, we have to upload the code
Yes,
in
yes,
that
yes. We can upload the code. We can upload the code.
only only code or zip file it is.
Oh, files, we can upload it. Files, you can upload it.
Okay. Here we have the created database, RDS database, right? But we haven't created any table. Automatically it will create it, right?
No,
Based
no.
upon
In the
our
code, I am written like that way. I am given the same name I am given. Sample page.php. I am given the code accordingly. I am given the code. The table name is employee table. I am given on that code.
oh in that code you are giving okay fine.
Yes,
In that code
yes.
also you are writing
I
code for
entered the
creating
rows
the
only.
table
Only I
also.
entered the entries only. Then on the
Yes.
table, the entries will be placed.
Okay, okay. Based upon your code, you have to
Yes,
create
yes,
a code for the
yes,
database creation based
yes,
upon these fields.
yes, yes.
Okay. But here we haven't used the any auto scaling group, right?
Any?
Auto scaling group.
If you want that auto scaling is also applied, that is, your database will be reaching the 1,000 threshold value I am given. That is while creating the database.
Okay. So if I want to store the data in S3 buckets also,
Uh, that's we can store it. We can store it.
if you have any sample code for that one,
I'm not doing that one. Right? We can store the S3 also, your data.
okay. Why? Because we have the S3 is the free source up to the certain limit. Is the database is also free source up to a certain limit. If we create any application, I mean, to store the data in S3 bucket, it is flexible to that one. That's why I'm asking that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, fine,
Yeah.
fine. Thank you. If anyone have any
So there
question,
is any class tomorrow or a day after tomorrow?
Monday I'm taken and then I can wind up the session. Right?
Why? Because we have the link from tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So that's why I'm asking.
That's only I'm taking. Some work is there. That's why I'm taking the Monday. I
Yeah.
can wind up. Okay,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir,
Yep.
the lambda functions, lambda,
Already I have covered the lambda function also.
okay.
Lambda function, you have to watch the video. Already I covered that concept.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I'll look into it.
Fine, fine. If anyone have any questions, see, after completion of your practice, you have to delete all those things. Whatever you are practiced on that session, you have to delete all those things. See, I create the web server in this session. I am deleting the web server. Go for the instances. Here, select the instant. Go for the instant state. Terminate the instant. Click on terminate option. then your instant is terminated. First it is shut downing and then terminated from the Mumbai region data center. Mumbai region data center. It's taking some time. It's taking some time. See that how many instances are running now? 0. But instant will be there after half an hour or 1 hour. At the back end, it will be deleted. But in front end, it is showing like that. After half an hour, it is also deleted. It's also deleted. Fine. Now, in this session, you are creating the database you are creating. For that, here, go for the RDS. Go for the RDS. See, we are creating the database. Select the database. Go for action. Here, delete option is there. See, friends, that is while deleting the database. See, you have to disable these two. If you put the enabling, that is automatically you are getting the bill. It's creating the final snapshot and it is retain the automated backup. Then we have to disabling it. And then we have to put the tick mark. And then here, we have to type it, delete me. Click on delete option. Then the database is deleted. In this session, you are creating the subnet groups also you are created. If we delete immediately the subnet groups, it can't be deleted. Why? Because it is taking some time to delete the database. See that. If you try to delete this one, subnet groups, that is select this one, delete option is there, click on delete option. It can't be deleted. It can't be deleted. It's taking some time, 1 or 2 minutes time it is taking. In this session, you are creating your own VPC also you are created. That is, see that is click on your VPC. That is, you have to select your VPC. Go for the action. That is delete VPC option is there. It can also not be deleted. It's taking some time, 1 or 2 minutes time, and then we can delete it. See, after completion of your practice, you have to delete that, you have to terminate the instant, and then we have to delete the database, and then we have to delete your created subnet also, and we can delete your created VPC. Whenever you are deleting your created VPC, automatically your created subnets will be deleted, your created root table is deleted, your created internet gateway is also deleted, right? That's about today's session, right? So Monday, I'll take the session. I can wind up the session also, right? Approximately, I'm taking 46 hours. I'm taking 46 days. I'm taking. Okay. Thank you. If anyone have any questions, no questions, then I can end the session. Fine. Thank you. Monday will meet you and I can close the session.